And my homie Malcolm, I interviewed Malcolm Flex a little while ago. He told me to holler at you. Yeah, you know Malcolm Flex?
Yeah.
Yeah, my homie Malcolm, I interviewed Malcolm Flex a little while ago. He told me to holler at you. Yeah, we ready. Just let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling_Hip Hop. Right now we're live on YouTube, but check me out on anywhere you listen to podcasts. 1212 and place to be with the champ, the Shade. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I know you just won that this weekend?
Yes, sir. Sunday, Father's Day.
Oh, that was a great present, huh?
Yeah.
So what's the name of the belt?
So the name of the belt is Prince X of Pride. Let's see if I can get it close in for you. Prince X of Pride.
Like the $1 million belt.
Man.
So who did you beat? How was the match?
So I had to qualify to be in a Fatal 4-Way. So my first opponent was JMM, who's out of Reno, Nevada. I beat him and then went on to a Fatal 4-Way, which had 3 other great competitors. It came down to me and Keita Murray at the end, and I got the job done barely.
And then so why do you go by the Shade?
So Shade is legit my last name.
Okay.
And I was like, I need a ring name. And I was like, I was like, well, everyone already calls me Shade. So I was like, oh, duh, Shade. And then I was like, just put, instead of D-U-H, I put D-A for the duh.
Okay. Then where's your hometown?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay. So how did you get involved with wrestling?
So it was August 2016. I was scrolling through Instagram. My friend Eugene Palmer had shared a video of his friend at the time, David, who wrestles under Hollow Point Wrestling. I was like, let me hit up Hollow Point, see if he knows about this local wrestling scene. Hit him up. He told me to come to the show. It was called Fan Mania. It was a free show. So I showed up to the show, watched the wrestling. I was sitting in the front row. I was like, I can do all of this. Like, this don't look so hard. And so the very next day I started training, and it was harder than I thought it was, but I kept at it. And now I'm about to hit 5 years.
So did you have an athletic background?
In high school, I did wrestle. I did collegiate wrestling in high school, my freshman year, and then I also had military combatives from the Army.
Okay. And then, did you grow up a fan of wrestling?
I did. A big old fan, like to the point where I would sneak to go watch wrestling during family events.
What was you watching?
I'd watch SmackDown because SmackDown came on at 8, and it was before my bedtime. Because at that time, Raw came on around 9ish, and my bedtime was 8:30, so I could get some wrestling in before I had to go to bed. And then later on, I bought me a little TV radio combo thing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bed. I go in the room, cut the TV on, and I keep watching wrestling in my room.
So who are some of your favorites?
Undertaker and Jeff Hardy.
Okay. So yeah, what do you like about those two?
Undertaker made beating people up look fun, like really fun, because at that time he was doing the American Badass persona, and then Jeff Hardy he still does all these like crazy flips and stuff, like it's stuff I can't do currently, but I could like live vicariously through him when he did it.
So what did you do in the Army?
I was 88 Mike, so I was the truck drivers.
Okay. Yeah, I was in the Marines.
Ah.
So was you doing wrestling and then you went to the Army, or you did wrestling after the Army?
I did wrestling after the Army.
How would you describe your character right now? Or your
I'm a flamboyant, over the top type of person. Like I'm extra.
Yeah. And then that's it.
Honestly, yeah. Like I just do it like so. Like there's everything I do is always over the top. Like it's kind of hard to explain, but like for example, like when some people want to duck a move, they just duck. I'll hit splits. Yeah, I'm very like showmanship and flamboyant as hell.
And then I would say, have you always, like when you started wrestling, you was always openly gay, or is that something came out later?
I was open. Like I didn't like make a post about it, and like I didn't like tell people. Like it was the type of thing. If they asked me, I told them.
So how do you feel like where? I remember, like back in the day, I think the only person that was saying that was like Derek Young, and now
Mm-hmm.
it's like more open. And I see like even like you have characters, you have like Sonny Kiss, you have Nyla Rose, and even like I know you have even like full pay per views like how they did for the culture. I remember they had like just it was the gay performers doing one. So how do you feel? It seems like it's getting more accepted in pro wrestling now, or is it
I
too?
love it. I love it a lot. Like I love that it's becoming more open about and more presented instead of like this companies trying to keep it hidden or whatever. Like they are more accepting of it.
Yeah. And then, so what's your current projects right now? What are you working on?
So currently, I am in a feud with Jace Battle here in Vegas at Versus Pro. That's my main company. Me and him have been, for lack of better terms, screwing each other out of matches. So I got that going on here in Vegas. Also wrestle at Party Hard in Arizona, which has been on a hold since COVID. But that's set to open back up this coming January actually.
Yeah, I think I had Wes on the show a little while ago from Versus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm saying, so what do you love the most about pro wrestling, about being a wrestler?
The fact that I can entertain people. Like people could be having a bad day, they come to a show, I'm able to make them forget about the negative going on in their life.
And then is there anything you don't like?
The politics, because there's
Yeah,
a
I
lot
think
of it.
I think Nook was talking about that when I was talking to him too. He was talking about the politics of it.
Yeah, the politics in wrestling is crazy.
So what are some of your interests outside of wrestling?
Outside of wrestling, I'll go play basketball. I used to coach football for Pop Warner. I used to do that. I help with troubled youth here and there.
So what about the troubled youth? What would you say to a troubled youth?
Say again?
I said, what do you say to a troubled youth? Like, what are some things you say to them to help them out?
So like, I help them find so, for example, if they get in trouble because they have all this free time, I try to like, hey, why don't you start chasing this aspect that you would, because like someone will be a sports person. I was like, well, let's go out, get you a basketball. We'll go play some basketball. I'll take you to go see a basketball game type of thing. Like I help them find better outlets that keeps them out of trouble so they can get back on the right road.
So you be doing like Big Brother program and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's in Vegas? You do that in Vegas?
In Vegas, yes.
Okay. So what are your goals for your top 3 goals for your career right now?
One is to get signed. 2 is to be featured to be featured in the pro wrestling illustrated magazines, to make it there and to help give back.
Who do you want to be signed to? Who will be your top 3 organizations?
AEW, Impact, WWE.
Yeah, that's the order I like too. That's the ones I like right now. Impact, AEW, my top ones right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who I like too a little bit? I like the New Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like New Japan. Then I be watching NWA a little bit. I be watching Major League Wrestling. I like them.
MLW, yeah.
Yeah, they got some stuff out there now. I got a lot of so how do you feel like that? It feel like it's a lot of opportunities for indie wrestlers right now.
There are a lot of opportunities, and I'm loving it. I'm trying to take every chance optional. Like for example, in August, the E's coming out here and they're doing a tryout. So I submitted all my info for that.
So have you been overseas yet?
No, I have not.
Is there anywhere you want to go to Japan or Mexico or anywhere you want to go?
I want to go to Mexico, UK, and Canada.
Did you go anywhere when you was in the military?
No, I stayed stateside.
You was lucky, yeah. I was lucky too. Did you want to go or you didn't want to go nowhere?
I wanted to go. It just didn't happen.
Oh. What advice would you give to anyone that wanted to be a wrestler?
Make sure it's something you really want, and when it gets hard, don't quit. You got to keep pushing through it.
So what's the hardest part about it?
For me, it was learning how to bump. That was hard as hell for me because I kept wanting to catch myself, but you had to just trust that the mat was going to be there, and just I was told the harder you hit it, the softer it feels, and that this still to this day sounds weird, but it's 100% true.
Yeah, I remember because I went to a tryout out here. It's called SoCal Pro Wrestling. So just for my birthday, I just did it. But man, like they had us doing the front rows. And when we did it in the ring, it was cool. But then he had us do it outside on that little ass kindergarten mat. That shit would start hurting.
You're like, damn.
I was like, man, I can't do this no more, man. I probably would have kept doing it if it wasn't for that, but I was like, man, that shit was hurting me. That little mat went. It was like basically, you might as well just say I was slipping on the concrete because you know that little ass mat like that.
Yeah.
I did it though. Like I did it for the whole. It was like a whole day tryout. So I did it just to say. So I have a newfound respect, man. I was like, yeah, you gotta really be in shape for this.
Man, for real. The condition you got to keep your body in is.
So you have a tag team partner too, right?
I have several actually.
Oh, so who are your partners?
So here in Vegas, I tag with Project West. Out in Arizona, I tag with EJ Sparks and Thugnificent. I also have a tag partner outside of Vegas with Hollow Point, who also wrestles here at Versus, but we're only partners outside of Vegas.
So how you end up having so many tag team partners?
That is a very good question. I honestly don't know, but it's fun. Like for example, we just had a show here, our Juneteenth show, and it was me and Project West against the Regulators, who are EJ Sparks and Thugnificent, who are my partners out in Arizona. And the matches for the Party Hard Tag Team Championships, which I hold and they hold. It's like the Freebird rules. Is how we're doing it.
Yeah.
And so like either way, win or lose, I'm still gonna be a tag champ. I just didn't know who was gonna be with, type of thing.
And then do you have any like factions you're a part of?
No, the only faction is the one with West and the one with the Regulators. That's it.
Okay. All right. And what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
First of all, thank you for always believing in me, watching what I do, and keeping me going. I hope that I keep making y'all proud, and I hope y'all keep enjoying what I do in the ring for y'all.
And then is that your first championship, or how many you won so far?
This is my tag. Party Hard, Golden Controllers, HIW. This is my 7th championship.
All right, that's what's up. So how do you feel like, because I know some of them say like, how do you feel about winning championships?
It makes me feel really, really good. Because for me to do that means the company believes in me. They like what I do, and I'm making the right steps. So every time I get one, it means that much more to me.
All right, man. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
No problem. My pleasure.
You got any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to Versus Pro Wrestling, first of all. Shout out to East Bay Pro for hosting the championship for this. Shout out to Hollow Point, because he's the one who got me into wrestling, like, helped me start. Because without him, none of this would have happened. And yeah.
And then what's your social media and everything?
So you guys can follow me on Instagram at DA_EXXTRA_shade. On Twitter, it's the Shade Real, REAL, and on Facebook, the Shade as well.
So I say you say you only been doing it for 5 years, so you doing good. 5
Oh
years,
yeah,
7 belts.
sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, that's a good ratio. All right, I said, shit, we out then. Till the next time.
Yes, sir.
What's the next show, or where can they check some of your matches out at?
The next thing I got coming up is June 26th. I'm doing a match for Big Valley Wrestling here in Vegas at the LGBTQ Center. And this bad boy will be on the line as well against Jay Vidal.
So how long you gonna have the belt for though?
This thing ain't never going away. I'm keeping this. This is mine. No one's gonna take this from me.
All right, y'all.